Hi, welcome back to Cardinal Rose Tarot. My name is Cynthia. Thank you for being here. So I have a few different things I wanted to go over because I mentioned this case a couple times recently, and if you watch my channel, maybe some of you are also interested in true crime. I don't know. I am. I'm very interested in it. I don't make my channel about it, but I'm interested in it. And I've mentioned in a couple recent readings, there's been this scandal in the YouTube true crime community because one channel that I watch, Hidden True Crime, I don't subscribe anymore, but I still watch their content sometimes. They're a couple, a forensic psychologist and a former journalist who now has this YouTube channel, and they unpack cases together and look at the criminal psychology behind the crimes. And she is in this dispute with someone who started a separate social media presence to kind of call into question Lauren Matthias. That's this YouTube Hidden True Crime creator. Call into question Lauren Matthias's behavior towards victims, towards her, the person who started this alternative presence where she's critical of Lauren Matthias. I've since kind of looked more into this situation because I'm interested in it and because I'm interested in, I liked Lauren Matthias, but there are things about her that bother me. And so as a viewer, I was kind of on my own interesting journey with her as someone who watches their content, because I like Lauren Matthias, but she does things that I don't agree with. She gets too enmeshed, in my opinion, with the families of the cases, the victim's family. I feel like she doesn't have enough boundaries, and I understand it's complicated. You like someone. She likes Chad Daybell's sister, for example, Heather Daybell, and it's none of my business. They can be friends, of course. But it's what has created, I think, in my opinion, this sort of complicated terrain for her was that she didn't have very good boundaries, is what it's sounding like, with some of these crime victims' families and also some of the people working for her, where she creates an atmosphere of like warmth and friendship and then is off to do something else, and this one person felt slighted by her and hurt, and that's what they're doing is they started this TikTok to say, I don't like this person's conduct. They put themselves out like this, and would I ever do that personally? Probably not, because I've had my own experience with someone like that. And it's like, yeah, I wish everybody could see what I see, but I'm not going to put my whole life around that, right? I'm not going to dedicate my time to exposing someone. And that's what this other person did. So I heard this one content creator just say a few minutes ago, it's chick shit, which to me is very sexist. But to another point, I also can kind of see why he said that, because it's very Mean Girls. I had started forming the opinion that this girl got her feelings hurt and so started attacking Lauren Matthias, even though there are things about Lauren Matthias that I actually don't really like either, in terms of her approach. And I say that because I'm a therapist and I'm a social worker, and I think boundaries are important. And there are times where it's made me uncomfortable and I didn't like that she became so involved with the victim's family that the coverage was then about like smearing the criminal defense team and stuff like that. And it's like, this is starting to seem kind of strange. Like you're personally involved, and now, I don't know, there was just something I didn't like about it. And for what it's worth, I think Dr. John Matthias, her husband, I think he can be fairly arrogant and used to being perceived as an authority. And so he knows what he's talking about, clearly. He's an ethical provider of services. Clearly, I'm not in any way smearing him. But I think that he is short-sighted about things. And I've been critical on their page and said, hey, you're mocking the fact that this criminal defendant is in solitary confinement and prison as if it's not a big deal, and as if that wouldn't impact his psyche. And I have a problem with that because the evidence is clear. We all know that long-term solitary confinement is harmful to the psyche. It's harmful to prisoners. It's cruel and inhumane. Other doctors of psychology have been willing to say that. And so I spoke critically directly to him on their page, right? So I'm kind of getting in the weeds. Sorry, I don't mean to. The reason I'm even wanting to talk about it is because I started to fall into like, oh, Lauren Matthias is being victimized. And then the more I've listened now to the other parties involved, because it's not just one other person, it's a group of people that are concerned about Lauren Matthias's conduct in her work on her channel and her ethics and dealing with people one-on-one. I started realizing that she has actually done some things that are messed up and that would warrant people wanting to speak their truth and be critical of her. And as is their right? They're allowed to do that. Nobody's saying things that are lies. Nobody's threatening her. Nobody's driving past her house. Nobody's calling her and threatening her life. Like, none of that. And she's pursuing a stalking case. So you start to watch some of her current content and she sounds very victim-y. Like, I've always been there for the victims, and now no, not one and so I get it. She feels targeted. She feels attacked. She's now got the right to explain what she wants to explain. But to me, as a listener, it's not landing very well. She's landing as a little bit of a prima donna who doesn't like that now the camera has turned onto her. And that's a lesson, So it's a reminder to me too. Like, I need to make sure always that I'm conducting and comporting myself when someone's watching or not. Because what the accusations are against Lauren Matthias is that behind closed doors in a private group chat, she's speaking poorly about people that she is like inviting into her friendship, like victims' family members, right? Crime victims' family members that she is now crossing journalistic boundaries with and becoming friends with, and then having a demand that they have her back. And it's just a strange, I don't know what it is. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And I am someone who has also, I'm almost positive, I don't know this for sure, but I've had all the symptoms that someone was at one time in my life smearing me. And it's uncomfortable. It's unsettling. It's like, who and why would someone be attacking me? So at first I felt sympathetic. The more that I'm realizing it, the more I'm also hearing that she has not had some good conduct and now is trying to prevent it from coming out. And it's going to come out is what it sounds like. And it's going to maybe make crime victims' families look at her in a different light, because it sounds like what's happening is that there were group chats where she was speaking poorly about crime victims' families, thinking that she was among friends in a private group chat. Well, somebody wants to expose that now, and she's trying to prevent it. But what I think everybody's getting aggravated with that don't like what she's doing is they feel like she's weaponizing the criminal justice system to shut down another content creator for criticizing her, which you can't do. So anyways, the world of true crime on here is so competitive. Same with tarot. I mean, I just came across another channel. One of my favorite readers, Intuitive Goddess 333, she goes by Bella. I just came across a channel recently of some card reader that's like, I'm exposing other card readers, and his readings are all about like, are they a fraud or are they what? Are they bad? Are they doing black magic on you? Are they, and it's like every single one was like, Linda Likes Tarot exposed, hidden or Intuitive Goddess 333 exposed. Like, it's all because online, or it's because YouTube tarot community is also really competitive. And so now there's these people doing this kind of shit. So Lauren Matthias sounds like she did some really shady things, leaking a copy of a book that someone wrote that used to work for her, that she contracted with her, that she just ghosted and froze out once this person was getting good feedback. It's sounds very sketchy. So what are some collective messages that want to come out here? Big break, celebrity glow up, and it's in the reverse. Shadow work, Jung therapy. Pop and contemporary hits in terms of music. Beauty and glamour spells from feminine haters. So this is right into what we're talking about, because it became sort of, and this is like in the world of AI and all that, it's getting sketchier and sketchier. Like, that's what this whole thing is becoming. It's like, well, which one of these people do you really trust in this equation? One faction of this group says, I can produce all of the texts that show that Lauren Matthias is not who she's portraying herself to be to victims' families, to the community as somebody who should be a trusted provider of information and whatever, right? And that gets called into question by somebody. So then she goes on the attack, and me as a viewer was like, oh no, poor Lauren, she's being stalked. Like, Lauren bothers me in some ways, but I wouldn't want that for her. So then I'm thinking, what's with this mean girl group? Well, then it turns out it's actually a group of people that have some legitimate concerns, that are trying to support each other, get some truth out there. So it's like, where is the truth? It's harder to find in this era. So with this glow up and shadow work, beauty and glamour spells, and pop music, this is everything we're talking about. Theft of creative work, theft of ideas, smear campaigns, doing things to steal people's work, right? Like I'm in my own process right now of getting my own word mark, copywriting my images, making sure that my content on here is protected, and reminding myself and making sure that I'm acting how I would want to be witnessed at all times, not just when people are looking, right? It's a big reminder to keep your side of the fence clean, and then you don't have to worry about this kind of shit. Someone's trying to get you to abandon your work and create illusion around you. You're this Queen of Cups. We've got the Eight of Cups and the Eight of Discs in reverse. So that's 88 in reverse. That speaks to me of someone trying to interfere with your work. And there's a lot of illusion present with the Seven of Cups here. That's interesting. Let's keep going. You're feeling that you need to protect your work. You are, well, let me finish the layout here and then I'll. This is really positive. You know what this actually is? There's some illusion present. I don't know what it is, but things are actually going in a very positive direction for you. So maybe what's happening is that someone doesn't want you to know that. Someone wants you to think that everything is going poorly, because we have glamour spells, beauty spells, big break, celebrity in the reverse. Somebody's kind of maybe hating on your success and your growth. And to use that example again, my initial take was like, oh, this mean girl group must not like that Lauren is having all this success. They're haters. They're trying to tear her down because they don't like that she has this very successful true crime channel. I've since looked more deeply into it and realized, oh, it's not nearly that oversimplified. Her behavior has been pretty shady in a few instances. This is about protecting your work and your mastery over something. You feel in a vulnerable position, like maybe someone is going after your work. Sorry, I got distracted by that. I'm going to pull some clarifiers here about the Seven of Cups, because this actually could also be showing up here to say, don't worry about any of this, because you're about to go away on a getaway vacation and walk away from the grind and the things that are troubling you. You're about to go on a getaway with a good friend or a lover, possibly this Emperor or this King of Wands. So that's interesting. What's the Seven of Cups here? We have the Seven of Wands on the split when I ask that question. So you may be having to protect yourself from illusion, and now we have a 7-7 and an 8-8 with that. There's a Tower coming that's going to end the illusion. This has to do with the love relationship, because we have the Two of Cups here and the Lovers and the Tower. So I think this is positive, and that things are going to be picking up, and you're going to be actually stunned in a good way with a choice. I need to pull some other tarot cards to get some clarity. What's going on? This might be the feminine conflict that I keep picking up on between two feminines, because now I have two feminines here, one in the upright and one in the reverse, and this Tower. What's the Seven of Cups? Someone has tried to prevent this union from occurring. I think it's a jealous third party. But they haven't succeeded. What's the Chariot here and where things are headed? A lot of fast-moving forward momentum is coming for the good, is what I'm picking up with this Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups and the Chariot and the Lovers, right? What's the Chariot? This is very charged and catalyzed. I mean, there's conflict happening right now. Like, someone might be doing this spell work against you, Queen of Cups, right now. They may be actually taking steps as I'm doing this reading to smear you or to interfere in some way to prevent this wounded warrior knight from coming towards you. They're not going to, because he's determined. He's coming with speed to come towards you and make you an offer, because he doesn't want you to leave him behind. He doesn't want you to give up. He doesn't want you to move on from him. He's going to tell you the truth about how he feels, about this dark competition that was going on. It's like the truth is going to come out here. Is that right? What's the truth that's going to come out with this Chariot? Or what's going to be happening with this Chariot energy and where things are going? Because that's going to give us clarity about this message. I think this is the message, what I've been saying, but I just want to make sure. What's going to happen with this Chariot? The truth is going to come out about theft, abuse, about a fake divine feminine who tried to lie about a pregnancy and that this pregnancy and that she was the divine feminine and that this is the real love and we're going to have a child together. She was a thief that was causing abuse here. There's a transition. You're an earth angel in the upright is here, and you're going to maybe be finding out about this. I don't understand. I'm going to need to pull another spread because I'm not really understanding that. And let's do this so that we get any interference out of here. We're asking for the truth. We don't want any confusing messages. We want a true account of what's going on. We don't want any confusing messages or interference. We don't want any of that. We want clarity, truth about what you can expect to happen here in the near future. So that's what I'm going to do now is pull that spread. I think we have a background that somebody's been competing with you for love. And now the message about what's going to happen has gotten confused. So I'm going to pull on that again because I'm not going to allow confusion to interfere. Where are things going? Where are things going with the situation? I don't want background. I want future energy, please. And thank you, Spirit. Where is this going? Where is this situation going with this toxic third party that has been trying to interfere? Where is this going? What is the Chariot? Thank you. What is going to happen? What is going to happen? Competition in the reverse. Maybe what that is saying is that this is over. You're going to be notified that this is no longer in play. You're going to learn that this toxic third party was doing work to prevent your joy and your happiness. That's what you're going to learn. They had you strung up and were doing spell work. They were doing things to interfere with your beauty. They were doing glamour things potentially to screw up your game or whatever, right? They were trying to block you from having success or a glow up or any recognition for your work. You've been forced into a position of having to defend your work as a result of that. From this Queen of Wands. You were the Queen of Cups, and it's from this Queen of Wands that was doing this, attacking you. She was doing dark workings and against you. That's what she was doing. A Queen of Wands in this case is a practitioner doing spell work against you, that you've had to protect yourself. Yeah, she was trying to block you. She was trying to prevent you. I already said and already asked about that. Surrender is you're being told not to give up here in the future. You're going to have to continue defending yourself. That's what it's saying. She's not giving up yet. You're going to have to defend yourself more. What's the Three of Wands? That's not helpful. What is the Three of Wands? What does that mean? Who is the Three of Wands speaking about? Who or what is the Three of Wands? Okay. It's the masculine, or the person that you're interested in, that this person's been competing with you over. They're going to come toward you because they don't want to, they don't want you to leave them. They want to be with you. They're exhausted from this whole thing. They're a high priest. What is that, though? That's the truth. They're going to come tell you the truth about this whole situation. You're going to know the truth. That's what's coming, and it's going to bring in healing. So it's positive. When it was starting to say what's coming and what is this in the future, the Chariot, it was giving me all of those negative cards, and that's interference. It's like, I'm not asking that. I'm not asking about, because I want to know what is the, so it's saying, you're going to find out the truth. This person is not going to succeed, okay? They may keep trying, but they're not going to succeed. You're going to find out the truth. It's going to initiate a whole bunch of healing between you and this masculine. This third party, toxic feminine in the reverse, like a high priestess in the reverse, it's failed. A Queen of Wands in the reverse, failed to prevent this from happening. So I really hope not to read on this anymore. I'm tired of this. This is like the third time this story has come out. It's a good story for you, like that whoever this is for, it's good that you know that this person's actions failed. They did everything to prevent this union. They did everything, but it's not going to work. What's some final information for you to take into consideration about this situation? So it's going to be important for you to learn to have fun and play and be fluid as you come together with this masculine and start creating your work together, right? It's going to be really important that you remember to loosen up and have fun. It's going to be really important that you protect yourselves and that you maintain a grounded, steady, stable force of energy between the two of you, and that you also have a lot of good time, and that you avoid getting ensnared in any tricks of this person. That's your advice. Because we have the otter and cattail with peace, and otters are known to be little joyful, goofy, playful little creatures, right? So enjoy each other, have fun, be fluid, maybe go on a vacation. Like it was saying, you might be about to go on a vacation. Go have fun together. Embrace your strength. Embrace your bear within you, bear spirit, right? Strength, sturdiness, groundedness, authority, power, protection with the cedar tree, right? Cedars are highly protective. And then with this fox in the reverse, you need to watch out for a trickster that's going to ensnare you in their ivy. Ivy is a vine. Vines can be very sticky like this, right? Ensnarement, Eight of Swords type energy. And that's what it's warning you against. I'll pull one of these horror oracles too, since we're coming into Halloween. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to know about this? Advice for you about this situation. This masculine's going to come make you an offer. It could be a marriage proposal, or it could be, I want to take you on a getaway. I want to tell you the truth about everything that's been going on. On the split, we have fate. And it looks like maybe this is Christine from the movie Christine, but no, because I don't know who that girl would be. So I don't know what that is. These are advice messages for you. And I'll read from the book. Fertility in the reverse. The energy is coming from you. Don't be afraid to stoke the fire yourself. Yeah, so don't be afraid to call this person out, name their tricks, tell your masculine the truth as well when he comes to talk to you and make an offer. You know, be real about it. And then fate. Determine your own fate. So don't let this person, you know, get you into any kind of sense that they're the ones in control and have the power and you've got to give up on your dreams or whatever, because this is saying none of that could be further from the truth. You're right on track. Your rewards are coming. You get to enjoy them, but don't sleep. You've got to stay aware. Stay aware of this hater in your energy that's going to keep trying it, right? You just need to stick together, be a strong team, agree on your approach to dealing with this hater, and then don't engage, right? Beyond that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.